Hello everyone, it is me, Laze, back for Laze Chats Ep.2, where I talk about things, my opinions, and everything I think, with a crappy mic. I'm sorry for missing last week, but I think I'm going to start going on a bi-weekly schedule. I know I never actually set up a weekly schedule, but I just think it's kind of hard to edit and get one video out a week. So I'm going to try to do a bi-weekly schedule. It is getting into the holiday season, maybe a little tough. I'll skip some weeks, but this is Laze Chats Ep.2. I'm sure you're here because you read the title or you're a returning subscriber, which hopefully you are. And if not, please subscribe. Today's topic is about the movies in 2025. A couple of an ongoing series where I'm going to explain is, man, we need to end this series, or wow, I'm hyped for this next one. Let's start with a bad one. A series nobody wants to continue. The next movie coming out next year in the Avatar series, Avatar: Fire and Ash. I'm not a fan of this series of movies. I don't really like James Cameron in general. I don't like how egotistical he is. He does make good projects, but the Avatar series is just not one of them. The first one was alright. It was basically just Space Pocahontas. The second one was horrible. It was way too long, reaching almost 3 hours, and about an hour and a half of that, maybe more, maybe even the 2 hours of it, is them swimming with fish and the plot just going nowhere. I'm also very upset with how Zoe Saldana's character went from being a badass woman character to just being, oh, mom, she doesn't do much. Like, you can't downgrade a woman character like that because, well, she's a mom now, because she could still be as badass as she wants. And also, I never liked the main character. He's never been good in any of these movies. So I'm not very hyped for this next one. I feel like it's a waste of Disney's money, even though they have a ton of it already. Just, they need to stop funding James Cameron, and the series needs to end already, even though he'd probably fund it himself. Moving on to a good movie that I'm hyped about. I know people are always like, oh, how is this series still going? Oh, it's not very good. They peaked at like number 3, which, I mean, technically they did. The third one is the best one in the series. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 2. Supposedly coming out next year. I don't know if it actually is. I mean, with all the delays, it may come out in 2026. But I am excited to see it either way. I mean, the lowest movie was the second one. All the others have been pretty good. The third one is the best one. But Dead Reckoning Part 1 was a high point for the series, I feel like. It is really good. It's obvious that this next one is going to be the last one unless they want to, milk the cash cow, but I hope they don't. Because it looks like it's going towards a very good and steady ending everything we liked about this series, giving us the satisfying ending for all the characters like Luther and Benny and all of the, except for they did kill off the one lady, Elsa. That was kind of upsetting because she was a good character and probably the only lady character to stick around for more than 2 movies. But I am excited because I love the Mission Impossible series no matter what people say, even if they say it's dragging. I think this next one is going to be great, especially since they're using like a real submarine for the underwater stunts. So I'm very excited to see the practical effects and the not so much CGI, since a lot of things rely on CGI nowadays. I'm excited for this one. I really hope you guys are too, or at least give it a chance, because the series is legitimately very good. Going to another one that just needs to end. Okay, this series is actually a good series, unlike the Avatar series, which is garbage. This series has been great. The originals are iconic, classic, and the new ones are pretty good, even though they aren't as strong as the originals. But Jurassic World Rebirth, coming out in 2025, is the 4th installment in the Jurassic World era of the franchise, and I know this is Universal milking the cash cow, but I'm like, come on guys. Dominion was the perfect ending for the series, bringing back all the people from the original trilogy, having Chris Pratt and his new people come in, just great ending. Plus, if you want to keep it going, keep going with the Camp Cretaceous stuff. I know Chaos Theory Season 2 just came out, I'm not finished with it, but those are legitimately good. I know it's animated, so some fans are like, oh, I don't want to watch something that's animated, but it's actually really good. You should give it a shot, even though it's a kid's show. It's still it's really fun to watch. The Jurassic World Rebirth, featuring Mahershala Ali and Scarlett Johansson, is coming out next year. It has something to do. The plot's pretty much very unknown, but there's something going on. with it. One of the posters has Scarlett Johansson's character like crying on it. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a thriller horror movie at this point, but they need to stop. The last one was a perfect ending. I don't think they need to keep going with this series. It's time to end it. And I know Universal's like, ooh, money, like Mr. Krabs, but like, yeah, you don't need to keep milking the cash cow like this at all. It's ended. You gave it a good ending. Stop trying to ruin it like you did Toy Story, but that's Disney, so I guess that's not Universal's fault. But still, they did ruin Toy Story. So, I mean, like, come on, guys. Moving on to our final movie. A movie that, I mean, technically isn't a series that needs to stop, because, I mean, it's not that in the first place. I think it should keep going. Not forever, but keep going. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, coming out December of next year. Man, the first one was great. I haven't talked much about this, but I'm a huge Five Nights at Freddy's fan. Like, know the lore, MatPat is my idol, blah, blah, blah. You know, all that traditional stuff. Like, the first movie was great. Great movie for the fans. Great everything. The animatronics, Jim Henson cooked with those animatronics. They were amazing. But I'm really excited for this next installment, especially since it seems like they're kind of going in their own direction. And I know some FNaF fans are going to be like, oh, well, I don't want that. You should keep to the lore. But I mean, the lore is really complicated. We don't know what's really canon or not because Scott never really answers things. So I think it's a good idea to go on their own path in a way. They're still doing the toy animatronics and most likely the Wizards. We have seen the picture of Toy Freddy for the poster, and my God, it looks like they just brought it out of the game. It is amazing that Jim Henson can make animatronics like that. And I hope the second movie is just as strong as the first one. I hope Matthew Lillard gets to perform more, because his performance at the end was great. I loved him as William Afton / Springtrap now. I'm just like really excited for this movie. I just want it to be good like the first one. I want it to go on its own path. I want it to do its own thing, but in like a good way. I don't want it to, mess everything up like a certain other video game movie called Borderlands, or another one that's going to come out called Minecraft. Like, I want them to do their own thing. I don't want them to feel restrained by the games. I'm really excited for this one. I think it's going to do well. I think it's going to be good. But these are just my opinions and my thoughts on movies coming out next year. I don't know if you could tell, this is kind of a filler episode of Laze Chats because I couldn't really think of an insane topic. I was thinking of some kaiju movie stuff, but I still have to think that topic through. I have to think about a script for that one. So this was a kind of last-minute script type thing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you like to put me on in the background, I don't know. I don't have many fans. But I hope you liked the video and join me in the next one. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode of Laze Chats.